Classic Rock Webfest Friday. Tonight I'm with Scott and John from the Dust Coda. How are you two?
Hey Anne, good thanks.
Hey Anne.
It's good to speak to you.
Likewise, it's a pleasure.
So tell us what we can expect this evening.
Go on, John.
Well, what you can expect to see from some of the tracks is a band who have been itching to get back on a stage for so long.
You don't say.
And you know that the full live part of the set that you're going to see, that's the first time we've played on a stage in a year, you know, and we were just like, well, we were a bit like not nervous, but we were a bit like had a bit of trepidation because, you know, we're used to playing on a stage in front of an audience, and it's so different to playing in front of a crew. Everyone's masked up, and it's a totally different experience. Yeah. And we, you know, so even though we were so excited, and it was like we've never been in this situation before. So it was a brand new thing to kind of come out and rock out to an empty place. But it was great because the venue was awesome, and it was awesome having all this pyrotechnics and lighting. It was great fun. So yeah.
Where were they filmed? Where were your tracks filmed?
In Wolverhampton at I think KK Steels.
Yeah, right. KK, the old steel mill, which is an awesome venue. I think a few of the other bands have been there, and they pivoted really well going into COVID when everything was on lockdown by making the venue available for bands to do all these, you know, secure live shows. A massive, that's great. Yeah, it's really cool, and that we can still go out and do stuff, but the quality of the sound, the venue, the stage, the great graphic display you've got behind you creates some really awesome visuals. One of the tracks some of the guys would have seen that we premiered on the New Wave Facebook group a couple of weeks ago. So you'll see obviously the same set, but a couple of songs on there that probably no one has heard yet from the new album. So hopefully that'll get everyone excited.
I'm sure it will. So speaking about the new album, what is the release date?
26th of March. So we're only a couple of weeks out.
And people can pre-order it already, is that right?
Yeah, so it's all on earache.com/the Dust Coda with some cool merch bits and the vinyls, and it's selling really well so far, which is great. A couple of the products I think are either out of stock or going out of stock, so you've got to be quick. But yeah, it's been a really good campaign so far, and hopefully. Yeah.
And you can also pre-order it on iTunes as well. There's a special on at the moment, which is great. Because it's doing so well that, you know, there's a little bit of a push to get the cheap version for like a discount. It won't last long though; it'll go back to full price. But so yeah, for all you iTuners out there,
in there quick. You know, I'm glad you touched on the vinyls because it does come in some very lovely colours. You've got white, orange, and green. So was there any particular reason you chose those colours?
Well, if you obviously look at this to hand.
Oh, thank you. Right, I can see it there.
Okay. The vinyl cover is a pretty funky design, right? With our very own interpretation, or Nick Dwyer, our designer's interpretation of the Mojo skyline. I think, to be honest, with the coloured vinyls, they match some of the colours that are on the artwork, so the bright oranges and the greens and that kind of stuff.
So it doesn't not to match your complexions or anything like that. It's just to match the artwork.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, all pretty funky stuff, and coloured vinyl is just great, isn't it? It looks cool.
It is. And I noticed
on a record player, it just
yes, it looks nice. And also, I noticed you're doing bundles of vinyl, so you can buy all three for a certain price. You can buy just two colours. You've got all kinds of things out there in your merch store, actually. You've got handwritten guitar tabs, lyrics, all kinds of really quite unique. I was going to say gifts, because they would make lovely gifts for somebody, wouldn't they? But something else I noticed that I really liked was you can buy at your store the live Mojo Skyline acoustic gig on Zoom. So tell us how that works. You go there, you go to your store, you add that to your basket, And then what? Do you get
magically appear?
Yeah, you magically appear through the magic of Zoom, and there you are playing all your instruments. Have you done one of these yet, or?
Oh, we've done thousands. No,
Thousands?
no. How does it work? Do you know what? We'll see. It's a bit of a magical mystery tour at the moment. Yeah, I mean, I think what it might be is very similar to what you're seeing right now.
Yeah.
The four of us kind of jamming, doing that thing, playing a set, or depending on, you know, as things open up more and more, we might get together in one room and do a set and Zoom it to someone.
Yeah.
It all depends on what we can do, if I'm honest. Ideally, I would personally prefer to have us hang in a space and perform to someone, because it sounds better and also it just feels better, you know. And everybody has seen so many Zoom things in the last year from music. So if someone could, and also if someone could, one person could be watching, as in the person who's purchased it could be watching, and there's four of us in a different space instead of one person and four other faces. It's much better. Yeah,
I agree. But also something else that you do, and this is great, and I think you can develop this idea. It's a private live Q&A with the band, also on Zoom. Now, you can expand this to like Truth or Dare, couldn't you? I mean, why just ask questions? Let's make it more interactive. You know, you could ask questions back, couldn't you? And you could have Dare.
You could get
into a drinking game.
I think definitely drinking would need to be involved.
Yeah,
and,
well, yes, yeah.
That's dangerous.
It is very dangerous.
And
I mean, what if people ask you something you don't want to answer?
Then you just turn your mic off.
I'll get my Muppet, who's a like my PR Muppet, and go, don't want to be speaking right now.
Yeah, I mean, it could ask you something dirty.
And that's what I'll do. I'll be a ventriloquist and just be like, not answering that.
I want to do one of these live Q&A sessions with you, and I'll film it, and I'll do some sort of live stream and ask you all kinds of things that you weren't expecting. Very, very different.
Oh God.
Yeah. So
well, I will definitely be ingesting some alcohol for that.
Your new single. Let's talk about that. Jimmy 2 Times. So it was shortlisted for Track of the Week by Classic Rock magazine. Did it win? Or is it still shortlisted?
Can't remember. Don't know. Has it won?
We'll find out in the next couple of days, I think.
By the time this goes out, we'll know. So if it made it, well done, guys. If it didn't, bad luck. Next time you'll do it. Okay, so tell us about this track. What's the meaning behind it? Jimmy 2 Times. What's it all about?
Well, so the inspiration for the title comes from a classic Martin Scorsese film called Goodfellas. And if you haven't seen that, then you must see that, because it's one of the greatest gangster films of all time. And it's basically, it's a very short cameo character in the film called Jimmy 2 Times. And I just kind of lifted that thing. I wrote the song years ago, like honestly years ago. And it started off as a very kind of mellow, kind of Mark Knopfler style picking track. And then Adam and I worked it together and turned it into like this big rocking thing. And yeah, so the song's just like a fictional kind of tale about this kind of a gangster, really. And it's kind of it's just a bit of fun, actually, if I'm honest. That from a lyrical perspective, it's kind of a bit dark and sinister, but also fictional. So, you know, and if I'm honest, I didn't really think much about it. I just kind of turned it into this kind of fun, bluesy, rocking thing. But then you get the Dust Coda kind of doing their thing, and it goes from, you know, the way I wrote it was like, down, 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 down. You get the Dust Coda involved. It's like, and it just goes to something else. And you're like, oh,
what was that? I didn't hear you. Do that again.
You missed it. I can't do it twice. It ruins the magic.
I think, like everyone else, we just want to get out on the road as soon as it's safe to do so, and as soon as we can, and hopefully people are itching to come and see live shows again, because that's what it's all about, isn't it?
I think they might be.
What I've seen is people are, and I mean, like John said, there's been a lot of Zoom stuff, and it's been great because it's given people that fix. And what we've been able to do at KK's, and what you guys have been doing in the New Wave, bringing all that to to all the fans has been like incredible, and we're so grateful for that because we've been part of it. And it's just kept the momentum going. And I think, if anything, when live shows come back, they're going to be bigger and better than ever.
I agree, and I think it'd be really
pent
great.
Up enthusiasm and aggression. I think
it'd be great for everyone to come out, not just to support the bands, but to support the venues, like you say, to come out and support KKs. And
just to go and have a pint with your mates.
Yes.
You know, I want to drink a warm pint of shitty beer in a, you know, in a basement rock club.
Things you never knew you'd miss.
I know. I think we're all craving that. So if that happens this year, we'll be there and we'll be on one of those stages. Right.
Well, that sounds awesome to me. I look forward to seeing you on the road. Best of luck with your album release. I already know it's going to be a success. And guys,
thank you.
You haven't yet been to their merch store and checked out all these beautiful vinyls that they've got going. Get on there and have a look, check them out, and book a Zoom session with them. So
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Anne. Cheers. See you guys.
This is rock and roll, burning out to my soul. This is rock and roll. I love